One of those nights where you can't even sleep well, even though it's like really late. Well, that's what I'm experiencing right now. It is like 3 a.m. here. Um, I'm having difficulty sleeping. Uh, um, I guess that's because I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff, but I just feel like when I can't sleep, I wanted to make a video, of me just talking about it because I wanted to, make this channel as like a journal for me so that I can look back at it. Um, yeah, it's one of those nights where I can't sleep, man. I keep on thinking about my future and like about about everything really, And at night, where everything is just quiet, it's just you and your thoughts. It's really dangerous, if I can say so myself. Um, like I mean, this is not like the first of many. I mean, this is many. There's many nights where I can't sleep, but today I just really cannot sleep. I think I have like a dream of me. I mean, the dream was really weird. It was me and my younger self, and I can't really remember the context of it, but I remember waking up and there's just tears coming out of my eye. It's weird because I don't remember the context, but every time when I, remember that dream, just like this feeling of sadness, which is really weird because again, like I said, I don't know what the context of the dream was. All I know was that every time when I think about it, I just get sad. And usually it happens like, I don't know, usually like once a month, but this month it happens like 3 times. And I really don't know why. So I guess that's one of like the reasons why I just can't sleep tonight is because I'm just so scared of like seeing my younger self again. You know? Like like what would my younger self think of me right now? Like, to be honest, I look at myself as like a failure, really. Like I said, I don't have any job. You know, I'm pretty dumb as well. Not pretty dumb, but very dumb, I guess. Um, I'm a huge burden to my family. Even though my family doesn't really say that to my face, like I can feel it because they're working, and like I don't want to be a burden to them. You know, despite me being quite young, but they say you don't need to feel bad about it. Just focus on being you. But it's difficult focusing on being me when I can't even love myself. But yeah, it's one of those nights that I just can't sleep. Thinking about stuff, thinking about like you know what could I have done better? Like, what would happen if I take those chances back then? Would things change? Am I still going to be the same me, or would my future would be bright? Like, I should have taken risk, really. I should have taken it. But yeah, I can't really do nothing now. You know, Um, it's um really sucks, but you know what? That's the thing. Like I can say like what can you do, but it just keeps on haunting. Like it just keeps on haunting you till the day you die. Really, that voices that just keeps on saying you should have, you should have done it. You should have take those chances. Now look where you're at. You're a bum. You're a failure. You're nothing. You're worthless. And it's been years, bro. It's been years. I mean, I have to take like a break from my study because of my, mental health issues. And it sucks because I wanted to be like the breadwinner of this family, just to, you know, take off the burden of my parents, you know, because, I'm like the oldest of all the siblings. But it turns out that I'm such a weak-willed person, you know, and all my siblings are now like at university. They doing well, even though they are very stressed about assignments and stuff. But seeing, not seeing, but hearing them say something about that makes me feel sad because I know I can't really experience that because of my sickness, and it turns into self-hatred. You know, like if even since before this, like I've always have health issues. Like I don't know, every year I always get sick. Every year I always get sick. It's either like I have like a broken bone, or like my stomach gets like really, like really hurt that I can't even sleep. And also like stuff like acne. By the way, I have really bad acne. Like it's so bad that every time when I wake up, it just hurts. And then I can't, because of that, the next morning I can't really, you know, go to school because I didn't have enough sleep. Or even if I have enough sleep, the pain was just so unbearable that I just couldn't go to school. And I skipped school. And now remembering all of that, like it makes me so sad because a lot of my teenage years, a lot of my years is gone because of how much sickness I have, you know, like physically and mentally. And, I don't really have that many friends. I think because of this also, because I get sick so easily. I don't really go outside a lot. Um, so, I see them, on their media social, they spending their time together, basically creating memories. And I wasn't really there because, of my sickness. Um, like, I'm not saying I'm jealous. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that every time when I see it, I feel like, like I'm glad they're having fun, but I could have been there too if I wasn't sick, if I wasn't shy, if I wasn't, yeah, if I wasn't sick, really. So most nights like this where I can't really sleep, I just, think about that or remember it, and it just hurts because there's so many memories that I can make with my friends. There's so many friendships that I can make if I wasn't really, you know, sick physically and mentally. Um, and a lot of those days where I, Like I said, I suffer from really bad acne. I don't really have such good self confidence. I'm really bad at at being confident. Being a very confident dude. I'm really bad at it. So a lot of the time where I could just talk to someone new, I really didn't take the chance. So I just I didn't talk to them. And 2 or 3 years from now, I feel like if I talked to them, maybe we could have some friendship, or um maybe like there's a girl that I like, maybe a crush that I have on someone. If I wasn't really shy, and if I didn't really have acne, like maybe I could have asked her out and maybe be in a relationship. You know, there's also like teenage love. I don't have that. I really don't. I've never been in a relationship before, and it's so like I don't know. It's just I don't I don't really want to be in a relationship, but it just feels sad because I don't know what teenage love is. But that's really beside the point. I'm not really talking about love right now. I'm just talking about like risk that I didn't take back then that it comes to bite me again today. You know, so that keeps me up at night as well. And of course, my academics. To be honest, if like I said, if I wasn't really sick physically and mentally, and I'm not really making excuses like like this is something that I can't control. I'm not saying that I didn't fight. I do, but when I fight, it just got worse. You know, like my acne started to bleed, started to bleed, and my sometimes I get shaken by things to the point where I almost pass out. But it's something like that. Like I can't even do that. You know, I wanted to keep on pushing, but my body just can't. My mental just can't. I mean, my mental can. It's just my body can't. And when my mental can, then that's when my body cannot. So it's just like things doesn't really work out for me. So yeah, it's just man, it's really I don't know what the word for it actually. All I know is that it's just really sad because like when I can't sleep like this, I think about stuff like that so many times that you know started to despise myself in a way. I always try to be like a happy-go-lucky dude. I'm not even a happy-go-lucky. Just not a nonchalant dude. I don't want to be too nonchalant. Like I know that's not me. When I was a kid, I was very loud. But like I said, when you get sick so much, it's just it just got worse. And day after day, you just feel like you want to give up. You know, and it's also at nights like this where I can't sleep. Where I have all these nightmares about the past that I did and the past that the past that I you know what I have done in the past and what I haven't done in the past. Like I just started thinking about it in the future. To be honest, I don't know what my future is gonna look like, and I'm so scared about that. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm going to get a job, especially with how much AI. right now, I just, I just, I just don't want to be alive anymore. Really, you know. Um, I just, I don't know. I'm scared. Really, I don't know what to do in the future. To be honest, um, I really don't know. And these thoughts, you know, or what keeps me awake at night. It's just thinking about it. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't really do nothing, to be honest. You know, I just don't know what to do. It's scary, really. It really is, But like, I guess that's why I'm just projecting um in this video. You know, I don't know if people gonna hate this or whatever. As long as someone is pouring some input to it, even though if it's hate, I guess I feel relief because I know that I'm heard. Like, just I just want to feel something, even if it's just sadness from the hate or happiness from you know comments that pushes me. I just wanted to have someone to talk to, really, something like this, because I really don't want to talk to my parents about this, you know, because I feel bad for them, you know. Yeah. Um. I guess I'll try to go to sleep or something, and you know. Um. I don't know if tomorrow is gonna be the same like this. I really don't know, but I will try my best. You know. I will. So yeah. I guess that's all. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's all.